Hey YouTube, ZeroMagnumX here. It's actually a little after 4 a.m. I know, kind of crazy, but I did some test tools with the deck, so this is kind of another deck profile of the King's Heartbeat. Sorry if you guys are getting a bit annoyed by it, but a lot of people, like I said, had positive feedback toward the deck. They like it because it's meta and anti-meta, so I'm going to give an update of what I think will be good and some suggestions overall. The last one I had to speed through a bit more because of the Black Queens being featured. This time I can talk a little bit more. Yay for you! Alright, 3 Caius. He's still one of the best cards in the format. You know, he takes out things like Stardust Dragon and just other big monsters, big threats. So play him wisely. An unwise Caius is a bad idea. I know most pro duelists go duh, but I've seen Caius misused and it isn't that great. So use him wisely. Okay, 3 Wayne. This guy here is pretty good. He controls a lot of decks out there. He can control Black Queens if they use a lot of the smaller monsters. He can control Dandy Warrior really well. He can also control other oddball decks that might be floating around, such as, you know, what else? What are they? The Fableds, whenever the Fableds are smaller, and they can control other such decks like Light Sworn with Lumina and things like that. That's why I wanted to talk a little bit more about him. He also can nuke Battle Fader whenever they drop it, and he completely stops frogs. So, you know, there is a lot that he stops just on his own. Even Diva Zombies, if people are still running those, which I'm trying to actually build. I know, controversy, but this deck's power, the other deck will be more strategy. Alright, so he's good. For these, I only want to run 2. I'm actually after a 3rd Thunder King Ryo, specifically Secret if possible. I'll dump one of these DD Warrior Ladies for a 3rd Ryo. If you guys have 3 Ryo, run the deck that way. This is just filler. She's good though for remove from play and all kinds of combo plays you can do. Alright, these guys, Fable Galbius. They're really nice. Like, you slap one of these down, you probably can get rid of your opponent's Sirocco or just other cards. I mean, overall, without Wayne Who out, you know, you may run into the trouble with those other monsters that just don't go away. This guy can get rid of them. I mean, he nukes anything with 1500 or less defense, or even to equal to his attack. And I think Honest is for the rest of the turn. So if you use Honest from him, you might be able to get rid of some big monsters. It's their defense with his attack. So that's a nice card. Alright, 2 Thunder King Ryos. Like I said, I want to run 3. Whenever test playing it, this card became amazing. Mostly because it'll stop cards like Pot of Duality. Because Pot of Duality, you, I think, dig into your deck and search. So I'm pretty sure he still stops it. I've got to check rollings on that, because I don't know if they count it as drawing. He also is a beautiful card. He's kind of a walk-in one-turn royal oppression to where you can distribute him and get rid of that synchro summon. And a deck that doesn't synchro really at all, he's a key card. So, I mean, it's like people have told me it's an anti-meta meta deck, because it uses a lot of nice cards, but it also uses anti-meta cards really well. So yeah, run 3 of him. Okay, Cyber Dragons. I knocked these guys back down to 2, because sadly the same problem happened that happened years ago. He becomes a dead draw, where I love the 3 Cyber Dragons because it's instant tribute fodder. You can instantly refuel your field whenever they nuke it and they've got a monster. He still lacks whenever it comes to, you know, the overall situations where you're holding Cyber Dragon, you're holding Cyber Dragon, and you're controlling the field and controlling the field. So I opted to side deck the 3rd. So these guys are a main deck though for this kind of build. Okay, 2 Raza. You know, he's no-brainer here until we get a better Monarch. Delge is nice, but a lot of people don't like him. I think he'd be better in casters personally, and maybe we'll see some caster Monarch hybrids. I think that would be neat. You know, Chaos Sorcerer, Gravekeepers, Spies, things like that. It might be interesting. So, but anyways, 2 Raza, staple. too honest for the deck because I run so many light types. I said in the previous videos I wish honest was at 3, because you definitely run 3 in this deck. In fact, that might even be incentive to take down to 1 DD Warrior Lady, or just run 3 honest and 2 DD Warrior Lady and 2 Thunder King Ryo. This card yields the best protection in this deck, and it's got 1900 defense. If you need to stall a little bit, it can work. So, and you can return to your hand to poke for 1100. Okay, 1 Battle Fader, 1 Gores, and 1 Krebons. This one I actually need some advice on because I've been considering it. I have a second Fader, but like I said, that 1 turn Synchro Summon is good and he can stall. I don't know to replace him with a second or Fader or not. Let me know what you think I should do. Because, I mean, Dark Hole is in the game. This deck was ran without Dark Hole before, so it's kind of used to the old format. I can go back down. Okay, thank you. So I'm thinking maybe 2 Fader because of the field clearance in this format, especially Black Rose at 3. But it's speculatory because, like I said, that 1 turn Synchro Summon for a finisher after burning through your opponent's resources, going toe to toe with them. That Synchro Summon may just get rid of the cards. Like, I mean, Kai's comes out, eats Goyo or Stardust or whatever, and you Synchro Summon for advantage and see where I'm coming from. Okay, so Krebons is the only one I'm iffy with the new deck. Alright, here we go. I kind of broke down and did what I really didn't want to do. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. I cited out my Cold Wave. I don't know if that's such a wise idea or not, but I'm going to try this format with 2 Space Typhoon, see how that goes. You know, because it can hit a Cars attack and other cards like that. So, okay, 2 Book of Moon, that's the same as the other one. I also opted on something that I'm kind of against doing, but it just may be better off for the format. I put Into My Body as a shield over Starlight Roads, because Roads you do have to set, and I love the card to death. It is an amazing card. It is in my side deck. But with the way the format is going, people might be opting to get away from mass destruction and go more towards single elimination. You know, like Trap Hole, Bottomless Trap Hole, especially if I'm versing the clone deck of this. My Body as a shield will save my butt. So I know a lot of people are using Solemn Warning and Solemn Judgment, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't do much against this deck. I mean, if they stop one of my monsters, congrats, you know. I still have others that come out. Alright. 2 Smashing Ground. Same as before. They pop monsters on your opponent's side. Dark Hole. Mine's actually hollow, even though you probably can't see it. So I always thought that was cool. Some Dark Beginnings 1. Giant Trunade. I used to have a hollow one of it, but I don't anymore. So, yeah. Monster Reborn's got creases in it, but it's the ultra rare version. I traded a kind Monster Reborn for it. So, kid was fine with it. He didn't care. Years ago I did that. 3 Compulsory Vac Device. Amazing card. Stops a lot of synchros. 3 Trap Hole. Really kills a lot of decks out there. Glads. Black Wings, you know, top meta decks, things like that, because most of them have to at least have 1 normal summon. Even can dip into killing X-Sabers if need be. So, it stops a lot of cards, surprisingly. I love it whenever old school cards come back to actually be effective in the meta. It's one of my favorite things about this game. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, as I said in the previous video, don't leave home without them. They're a staple, they're an amazing card. They just destroy and remove from play. Doesn't get much better than that, especially if you're running this deck. Okay, Mirror Force, Torrential, and Dust Shoot. Amazing card too. I love it, especially when it goes off. It's won me many games. So, just getting rid of that 1 monster. Good examples, and if you go down into my descriptions and my links and whatever have you, on the sidebar in the uploads, the 1 game that I'm versed with my last finals match, I used Dust Shoot opening turn, got rid of his Sirocco, laid out Wayne and controlled him the entire game. He couldn't draw in anything bigger. And then I just got better monsters out, so it won me the game just by that. Torrential's a staple, and Mirror Force is an obvious staple. Okay, so that's a main deck. Okay, This is a side Cyber Dragon. It's changed a lot actually to fit the format. Okay, 2 Trap Eater. These guys are probably going to be opted out for Effect Velors if I get them. Just letting you know now. If you're going to run the deck and have 2 Effect Velors, put them in these places. This is an interesting tech that I saw in a lot of builds that I actually liked a lot. Banisher of the Radiance, because it doesn't hurt my deck a whole lot, but it does cream other decks. I mean, Stardust doesn't come back and what have you. It removes everything from play, so he's a walking macrocosmos. So I like him. Cold Wave, which, like I said, I'm torn between MST or this going in the main deck. I really want to run this because I've had those wonderful plays when I've slapped down Cold Wave. They've had a monster that they really couldn't protect. I lay down Cyber Dragon, another light type monster, usually Ryo. I swing with Cyber Dragon, ditch Honest, they take 21, they take 19, so they're at 4k even. And they can't drop a Gorz because Cold Wave's been activated. And it seals their spells and traps that are face down. So I love that play. It knocks him down to half. Next play I can usually play into Caius or get out another monster. And I've got massive field presence at that point. And I probably have my body as a shield in my hand at that point too. Okay. 3 Noblemen across out. Again, Dandy Warrior is supposed to be huge in this format. Run 3 if you have the room. Because getting rid of those Rykos and those face-down defense monsters, especially if you lay out Wayne, they can't do much. And this deck controls a whole lot. It's a lot of control. That's the idea that's even in the side. Like I said, with these are going to be Effect Velors whenever I get them, or if anyone trades them, or what have you. Because the idea is to control your opponent and what they can do and cannot do. Okay. Sorry, losing a little bit of room here. 2 Divine Wrath. Again, ideas control. It's actually first edition holo, which is kind of neat to have. And first edition non-holo. But beside the point, again, this guy here stops a lot of stuff. Black Rose, just anything with an effect. It can stop K-Loot, it can stop Honest, it can stop the Effect Valors. It's a nice tech card, and I don't know why people aren't playing it more. Yeah, okay, it's 1 card in your hand, but to stop that field nuke, to stop that special play that they're going to pull out their butt and just run you over, this is the card to do it. Okay, 2 Dark Bribes for those nasty, lovely cards called Solemn Warning. I don't like Solemn Warning very much because I thought it was going to be a better Solemn Judgment and it just turned out to stop monster summons. Which, yeah, okay, it kind of hurts the deck, but not really. And then finally, my 2 Starlight Roads. The reason I have those in there is just because if I'm versing Black Wings, it is an amazing card because the card's attack exists. So with Starlight Road in the deck, it counters somewhat easily, you know, and then with my body as a shield and other things, it helps get around all those cards. Okay, the extra deck has changed by a grand total of 1 card. So I'll show you the extra deck here. Okay, Chimera Tech, my 3 Red Demons Dragons, 2 Stardust, Black Feather, Black Rose, Ancient Fairy, new guy out, Dark End Dragon. He's actually pretty good. So again, if the deck synchro summons, I can synchro into Krebones and Caius with him if I get that play going. Okay, Go-Yo Guardian, Bryonic, a Mistworm, Catastor, and Thought Roller Archfiend. And keep in mind, this is my extra deck for a lot of different decks. So, I mean, like, even with Black Wings, I'll take out, like, these guys, and then a couple of others to help balance out the Black Wings, probably the Mistworm, and a couple others, so that Black Wings can run their Armor Masters and other things. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I do have a second Chimera Tech Fortress, so I mean, if you guys are interested in it, it is for trade. I like my Ultra Rare one, even on speed up. And that's really all. Leave comments, let me know what you think. And ZeroMagnumX out. Good night, YouTube. Peace.